Every generation of Leica's Q series sparks the same debate. Is the latest release worth buying now, or is it smarter to wait for the next one? With the Q3 still considered fresh, the question has already shifted to the Leica Q4, and for good reason. Leica has traditionally followed a 4-year cycle, but growing competition and accelerating technological change may force a rethink. Could we see the Leica Q4 earlier than expected, equipped with innovations that challenge the limits of compact, full-frame cameras? The Leica Q line has been one of the most influential compact full-frame camera series of the last decade. When the original Q was introduced in 2015, it set a new standard by combining Leica's signature design philosophy with modern imaging technology. The blend of a fixed prime lens and a full-frame sensor was bold at the time, but it delivered the unmistakable Leica look in a smaller package that appealed to professionals and enthusiasts alike. The Q2 expanded on that vision, adding a 47-megapixel sensor, improved weather sealing, and refinements in usability that cemented its reputation as a true hybrid of tradition and innovation. By the time the Q3 arrived, the bar had been raised again with the introduction of a 60-megapixel BSI sensor, phase detect autofocus, and advanced video capabilities like 8K recording. Each generation has pushed Leica deeper into a territory where compactness doesn't mean compromise. If the Q4 follows the same trajectory, it won't just maintain the lineage, it will redefine what's possible in a fixed-lens, full-frame camera. Leica has historically emphasized subtle evolution, but the expectations for Q4 are unusually high. The series is no longer just about premium build and optics. It's about keeping pace with a market where even smartphones are starting to challenge traditional cameras in certain areas. Rumors around the Leica Q4 suggest a dramatic leap in performance. At the center of speculation is the potential inclusion of a stacked CMOS sensor, which would significantly enhance speed, dynamic range, and rolling shutter performance. A stacked sensor would align Leica with industry leaders like Sony and Canon, giving the Q4 near-instant readout and opening the door for more advanced autofocus and video recording features. Autofocus is another area where the Q4 is expected to make meaningful progress. The Q3 finally introduced phase detection, AF, but the next step could involve AI-driven subject recognition, improved eye and animal tracking, and even predictive algorithms to rival the best mirrorless systems available today. For a camera with a fixed lens, fast and reliable autofocus isn't just a convenience. It's essential for ensuring that the 28mm Summilux lens performs at its absolute peak in any shooting condition. Video will likely be another highlight. The Q3 already surprised many by offering 8K video, a capability few expected in a compact Leica. The Q4, however, could refine this further by improving thermal management, extending recording times, and adding higher frame rate options in 4K. For creators who rely on both stills and motion, the Q4 could be the first Leica Q model to genuinely compete with hybrid workhorses like the Sony FX3 or Canon R5. Low light performance should also see improvements. Leica's Summilux 28mm f1.7 ASPH lens already excels in dim conditions, but a stacked sensor combined with updated processing could bring cleaner files at higher ISOs and better color retention in shadows. These enhancements would make the Q4 a versatile tool for both street photographers and filmmakers working in uncontrolled environments. Leica's design philosophy has always been about refinement rather than reinvention, and the Q4 will almost certainly carry that ethos forward. Early leaks and speculative renderings suggest only subtle aesthetic changes, but the real story lies in ergonomics and usability. A more refined grip, potentially a slightly lighter body, and adjustments to button placement are all possible tweaks that would improve handling without compromising the minimalist appeal. One of the most anticipated upgrades is the electronic viewfinder. The Q3's 5.76 million EVF was a substantial step forward, but but the Q4 may move to an even higher resolution, possibly around 9.44 million dots, with faster refresh rates to eliminate lag. This would make framing and reviewing images far more immersive, aligning with the premium expectations Leica buyers have. The rear LCD may also get an upgrade. While the Q3 introduced tilting functionality, the Q4 could feature a fully articulating display, a move that would appeal to vloggers and content creators. Touchscreen responsiveness and menu customization will likely be refined as well, with Leica possibly taking cues from user feedback on the Leica Q3. Connectivity is another area to watch. Faster wireless transfers, better integration with Leica's Photos app, and perhaps even improved tethering support could make the Q4 a more seamless companion for both professional workflows and casual use. Given how much competition is focusing on real-time sharing, Leica may need to modernize here to stay relevant. And then there's stabilization. The Leica Q3 already featured in-body image stabilization, but the Q4 could enhance this further, potentially with up to 8 stops of compensation. Combined with the Summilux lens, this would make handheld shooting at slower shutter speeds more practical, opening creative possibilities that weren't as accessible before. One of the biggest questions around the Leica Q4 isn't just what it will offer, but when and how much it will cost. Historically, Leica has maintained a release gap of around 4 years between Q models. Q in 2015, Q2 in 2019, and Q3 in 2023. Following that rhythm, the Q4 would be expected in 2027. However, given how quickly the industry is moving, many believe Leica could shorten that cycle and unveil the Q4 much sooner, possibly as early as late 2026. As for price, Leica's reputation for premium positioning means we shouldn't expect anything less than a significant investment. The Q3 launched at around $5,995, and with the rumored upgrades in technology, the Q4 could easily cross the $6,500 threshold, possibly closer to $7,000 depending on configuration and global market conditions. While that figure may seem steep compared to competitors, Leica buyers don't just pay for specifications. They pay for craftsmanship, brand prestige, and the shooting experience that comes with it. The challenge will be whether Leica can justify the price with enough meaningful improvements to attract not just loyalists but also new users who might otherwise consider more versatile interchangeable lens systems at similar or lower costs. The Leica Q4 has the potential to be more than just the next iteration in a beloved camera line. It could be the moment Leica proves that tradition and innovation can evolve in harmony. If the rumors hold true, the Q4 will deliver a stacked sensor, AI-powered autofocus, enhanced video, and refinements in design that make it one of the most capable compact full-frame cameras ever released. Yet the stakes are higher than ever. Competitors like Sony, Canon, and Nikon are releasing cameras at a rapid pace, and even smartphones are pushing creative boundaries once reserved for dedicated systems. Leica can't afford to simply follow its usual slow rhythm without risking irrelevance in certain segments. That's why the timing of the Q4 release might be just as important as the features themselves. For loyalists, the Leica Q4 will almost certainly justify its premium with the same unique blend of craftsmanship, image quality, and minimalist design that has defined the series. But for new buyers on the fence, the question lingers. Will Leica deliver enough innovation soon enough to make the Q4 the right camera at the right time? What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below.